Hello everyone and welcome to the DPB podcast. I am your host, Ryan Mondis with DisneyPinsBlog.com, the latest news on Disney pin trading and collecting from around the world. This is episode number 135 for the week of June 25th, 2018.
Welcome to the Disney Pins Blog Podcast.
Alright, welcome back to the podcast everyone. I have my good friend Becca joining me this week, aka Disney Kitty.
Yay!
We are super excited this week because Becca and I are both heading down to Walt Disney World in just a few days for the grand opening of Toy Story Land.
I'm so excited.
It's crazy. You know how long I've been waiting for this day?
How long?
Ever since they announced it.
When did they announce it?
Oh geez, when was that?
Not the last D23, but the one before.
I think so. Wow. This has been years in the making, this day. And it has finally come. It is this week. I cannot wait. So yeah, if you guys didn't know, the grand opening is June 30th, this Saturday. And yeah, we're going to get up bright and early. Got to go get those pins.
Yes, we do.
And we actually got a fast pass.
What do you think it's going to be like? Sorry, we're shouting over each other.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, we actually have a fast pass too for Slinky Dog.
For Slinky Dog.
Yeah.
It sounds like Slinky Dog is where it's at.
Yeah.
It sounds like the alien thing is like just a duplicate of the junkyard one in
I just talked to Jen today because she went to the preview for the Toy Story Land and she said it's exactly like the Mater thing but indoors. So
okay,
but she said it's still fun, so excited for that.
I was gonna say, how long do you think the merchandise and pin line is gonna be?
Oh, it's gonna be hot. A lot of people are gonna be going there first, and I know I've been getting a lot of questions on where the pins are actually going to be located. I think there's two little gift stands in the parks or in Toy Story Land. So I think that's where the pins are going to be released. And then also they might be like at the dark room pin store in the front of the park or maybe Sunset Market near Tower of Terror. But I really think most of like the I Play There opening day pin in some of the open editions in that mystery pin set, they're all going to be probably inside Toy Story Land at one of the little pop-up gift shops in there. All right, before we start get into the podcast here, I just wanted to start off with housekeeping. Two things real quick. If you guys didn't see on our YouTube channel, Ashley, my friend and also blogger, was at the pin trading night at Walt Disney World. That's where they released the Wall-E 10th anniversary pins. So we have a vlog up from that. She did a great job covering that event, and we also have a look at the Wall-E 10th anniversary pin collection, which I love. They're super nice, great quality pins there.
Did you get some of those? Do you have those?
Yeah, I think she got. I think I just got one, the one with the slider one with Wall-E.
I got the two sliders.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Those are really cool.
She got signed for me.
Ooh, nice, fancy.
Thanks, Ashley. Hi.
Yeah. And then we also have a recap blog post up on the website. Because they preview tons of pins at this event. They basically had up all of the June, July, and August open edition and limited edition pins, as well as the Walt Disney's Animation Celebration pin event pins, which I was shocked they previewed those. They usually, those are all usually like surprises right when you get them at the event. So that was pretty cool to see. They look gorgeous in person from what I heard, a lot better than the actual concept art that was on the blog post. So yeah, that's up on the website if you guys want to check out those pins. And then for the other piece of housekeeping, I know I mentioned before, Toy Story Land opening is this week. And since I'll be down at Walt Disney World this weekend, there won't be a podcast next week. So just no podcast, but we will have vlogs up and I'll have a video of all the Toy Story Land pins on the YouTube channel. All right, let's get into the pin news. We have a lot to cover this week. First, we're going to start off with Shop Disney. They had a surprise release for the Mulan 20th anniversary. Becca, did you get this pin?
Yeah, I got it. It's two pins.
Oh, it's two pins. Yeah, it goes together.
It's two pins in one.
And it comes in that little collectible box.
Yeah, it's pretty beautiful, actually.
Did you get it in the mail yet?
No, I was hoping it was going to come today, but no.
Dang.
Some people have gotten it. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I did see some people on Instagram who got it. This was a hype pin release. I think whenever we posted it, it was sold out within a few hours. I think half of the day on Monday it was gone. It's a limited edition of $18.50, and the retail price for that two-pin set was $40. And that was available only online, so it wasn't a Disney Store retail location release. Next, we're going to head over to Mickey's of Glendale. They had 2 pin releases. Another Mulan 20th anniversary pin. This was a super jumbo pin release, and I saw an actual photo of it. It looks gorgeous. It's a limited edition of just 200, so low edition size there. And the retail price for that one was $70. And then they also had a Pinocchio's Daring Journey 35th anniversary pin. This was another big super jumbo pin, retail of $70 and LE 200. And it was like a spinner pin. There's like a little window at the top. It was like a spinner element. Very cool pin. And those are both for cast member exclusives at Mickey's of Glendale in California. Next, we're going to head over to Disney Studio Store Hollywood out in California. And they had a Mulan 20th anniversary pin release. And this was a stained glass pin, which I think is gorgeous. I saw some photos of it online. This is a surprise release on June 19th. Retail price was $25, and that was limited edition of just 200 as well. So low edition size on these Mulan pins. Disney was definitely celebrating the 20th anniversary this past week. All right, next we're going to head over to BoxLunch, and they had a Mulan pin release. So many Mulan pins. This one wasn't a 20th anniversary pin release. It was a hair comb enamel pin.
Oh yeah, that's a different kind of pin.
Yeah, it really is. It's got the little flower on it, and yeah, it's a pin of a hair comb. Retail price on that was just $8.90, and I believe that was available in store and online. And then there was another pin release at BoxLunch. This is for the Rescuers, and it features Bernard and Miss Bianca with a little heart in the center. That one was $8.90 as well. That was available online and in store. And then the third BoxLunch pin release was the aliens from Toy Story. It says Pizza Plant at the top. It's a little claw, and it's a slider pin. Yeah, I like the slider where he's like getting picked up from the claw.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, next we're going to head over to Hong Kong Disneyland. I'm sure Becca's really excited about these pin releases.
Yes.
First is the new 2018 Hidden Mickey pins. And I think they do theirs in waves out there. So there's only 2 pins that have appeared in this new series at Hong Kong Disneyland. And the first 2 pins feature Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps, Becca's favorite.
Yay!
And Becca, what are these food items of these characters?
I don't know. I think he's a banana.
Yeah, Nick looks like a banana. But Judy, what the heck is that?
I don't know. It looks like it's kind of like pineapple-y looking on her head, but it's not the right color. I'm like, maybe she's an acorn.
yeah, it looks like a green acorn.
It kind of looks like an acorn.
It also kind of looks like cantaloupe a little bit.
Oh.
Like the texture around her head. But the stem at the top does not look like cantaloupe. So I don't know what she is.
Cantaloupes can have a stem.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. There's some type of food items. Hong Kong loves doing their characters and food. So yeah, I'm excited to see what other.
If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment and tell us what fruit is Judy.
Yeah, let us know.
In that pin, we want to know.
Because even in the blog post, I put pineapple ? Because I wasn't sure.
I don't know what it is either.
Yeah. The next bit of news we have coming from Hong Kong Disneyland is they had their June 2018 pin trading night this past week, and this one was themed to Zootopia. So ours here in America was Wall-E themed, and theirs was Zootopia. So there was a few different pin releases. One was a pin trading night logo pin featuring Nick Wilde. Then there was a Magic Access exclusive pin, which is their version of annual pass holder. That one was more of a jumbo pin, and it glows in the dark, which is pretty cool. And then they had a 4-pin box set. And my favorite in this one is, of course, Flash. I love Flash. And I think those pins have little stained glass elements on them as well.
They're really nice looking.
Becca, did you get any of these ones?
Yes, they're all coming to my house.
You got them all?
I got the box set and I got the jumbo. I didn't get the Nick Wilde one, but I think it glows in the dark, so now I feel like I have to get it.
Yeah, it does. I'm seeing they both actually glow in the dark. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get that one too, probably.
Cool. Well, yeah, you need them. You love Zootopia.
Yes, I do.
You really actually only need the Judy Hopps ones though.
I really only need Judy, but right now I'm keeping that Flash until I decide until you have something I want to trade you.
Oh yes, because I would totally trade you for that.
I know you would.
I need that one.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll bide my time.
All right.
All right.
All right, so that's it for Hong Kong. And then finally, we're going to head over to Disney Parks in America. The first one we want to talk about for new pin releases at Disney Parks in America is an exciting one at Club 33. This summer, they have a little campaign going on called the Summer of Tiki. And there's lots of merchandise that they released out there. And one of them is a limited edition pin, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. It's a hinge pin, and the front is Tiki themed. You have like the aqua blue color and orange, and the gold Club 33 crest. And then you open it up on the inside, it has the little Tiki and the parrot. Just a beautiful pin. It's a limited edition of 1,500, and the retail price for that one is $30. Becca, I know you like that.
I need
pin
that
too.
one too. This
Did
has
you
been
find
a
someone
rough
yet?
month. I didn't get one yet, but this June has been rough for
It has
pins
been.
for me.
Yeah.
Everything I collect is coming out in June,
Yeah.
so
And July and August has a lot of nice releases too. So
I know.
ooh, it's the summer of pins.
It is.
Instead of the summer of Tiki, the summer of Disney pins. The next pin we want to talk about at Disney Parks is actually a cast member exclusive. This is the next pin in the cast member movie anniversary pin collection. This one features Who Framed Roger Rabbit, celebrating their 30th anniversary. It's a limited edition of 1,000, has Jessica Rabbit on it, a little silhouette of Roger Rabbit through the brick wall, pin-on-pin design, and that's the 17th pin in that cast member collection, so they've been doing this for a while. The next pin at Disney Parks is a kind of unique one. Apparently this week, the AAU Volleyball Nationals are taking place at Walt Disney World. They're at the Orange County Convention Center and the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex. Oh, that was a tough one to say. Where all the Run Disney events are. But yeah, they have a new pin release. It features Mickey Mouse with the American flag. Very nice pin-on-pin design. It has the AAU Nationals logo on it. And I believe that pin is around $12. And this is for a volleyball national championship going on in Orlando. So that's unique to see. You can't get that one in the park. That's only at the Convention Center and ESPN.
Wide World of Sports.
There you go. That's just a tough thing to say.
Yes.
All right, and now for the new pin releases this week at Disney Parks. We're going to talk about Disneyland first. They have their first Pin of the Month tape pin. It's like a VHS tape, but in a pin form. The first one features The Lion King, and it comes in a really cool box. I saw a preview of this from Pin Trading Night. It looks very nice. It's limited edition of 1,500. You can find that at Disneyland this Thursday on June 28th. And then next is the Pixar Fest annual pass holder Wall-E pin. That's limited edition of 2,000. Retail price for that one is $16.99. That's, of course, an annual pass holder exclusive. Heading over to Walt Disney World, they have on June 28th their Grand Floridian 30th anniversary pin release. This is a very nice pin. It's got a little dangle element on it. And Mickey Mouse, its retail price is probably around $16, and it's limited edition of 2,000. I'm probably going to get that pin for myself. I really like the style of that pin. It's very nice. And then, of course, on June 30th, the official opening day of Toy Story Land, we have all those pins. So it's going to be that mystery box set. There's 14 pins in that collection, 2 randomly selected pins per box, and they represent different Toy Story characters on like play blocks. And then there's the opening day I Was There pin. That's a limited release with Buzz Lightyear and Woody. And then there's the annual pass holder stained glass hinge pin. It says Toy Story Land, I Played There, and that's a limited release as well. Those 2 pins should probably be around $16 price point. And then for the shared release at both coasts, Disneyland and Walt Disney World, is the Independence Day 2018 pin with Sam Eagle. I really like that one as well. That's a limited edition of 5,000, so should be available for a few days at least on both coasts. So it's a nice high edition size there, so everyone should be able to get that if they're heading to the parks for the 4th of July holiday. All right, so that's it for the pin news this week. Now let's go into Disney Pin Chat. All right, so for Disney Pin Chat this week, Becca actually had a great idea. We're going to talk about how to decide on what pins you want to collect. We know, especially for beginner Disney pin traders, people are just getting in the hobby. Maybe they're down on vacation and they see pins. It's very confusing at first. There's lots of pin lingo. There's so many different types of pins. So how do you get started? How do you focus your collection? I've been doing this now for like 6-7 years, so I'm in a groove now with my main collections. My side collections, what I want to collect. But just starting out, how do you focus your collection? And Becca, like, what are your thoughts on this? I know in the past year you've really expanded your Disney pin collection.
Yes. In the past year, my collection has, I think, almost quadrupled in size. Maybe
Nuts.
not quite, but pretty close. And it's because I have, you start and you're like, okay, there's these rack pins in the parks, and you're like, okay, well, I stayed at this resort and I watched this show and this is my favorite character, so you get those. And then, like, if you dip your toe in a little bit further into the pin pool, then you realize how vast the pin world is, how many pins there are. You start watching DPB on YouTube and you realize that pins are being released all the time in all sorts of different, from all sorts of different places. And it can get a little bit overwhelming. And people often leave comments in my Facebook group or on my YouTube channel, and they're like, why do you have to narrow down your collection? Why don't you just collect pins that you like? And I'm like, well, darling, let me tell you. If I just collected pins that I'd like, I wouldn't be able to live in my own house, because my house would just be full of pins and nothing else if I just collected every pin that I liked.
Yeah. And
actually, when we became friends, I was struck by how discerning you are now when pins come out. Like, I'll be in the park and I'll be like, hey, this came out. And you'll be like, yeah, that's awesome. And I'll be like, do you want me to pick one up for you? And you'll be like, nah.
Yeah,
I'll be like, really? It's so cool though. Because like, you've reached saturation.
Yeah, I have.
You don't need more.
Right.
Totally. And I feel like I've hit that point now as well, where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need to like narrow my focus, or it's just going to get out of control and I'll have so many that I won't even be able to enjoy them.
Totally agree. That's when I first started, I was so excited. I'm still excited about pins. I love pins, but I was like, I need everything. I was seriously, I went on DisneyStore.com at the time and I just bought pins I thought were cool for no reason. Anytime I went to the parks, I just was buying rack pins and the new LEs, just like everything I thought was cool. And then I got to a point where, I'm on 7 cork boards now and, pins all over the place here. I had to really focus down on my main collections, what I really like. I was like, okay, I love Tower of Terror. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I like going to pin events and like Food and Wine, Flower and Garden Festivals. I'm going to like just really focus on those types of pins and, sprinkle in a couple side collections of characters I like. Like, I love Flash. I love Baymax. I love BB-8. So I started like collecting little side collections of those. But, like, whenever new pins come out, like, I just mentioned that Grand Floridian 30th anniversary pins coming out this week. I love it. I'm probably going to get it, but it doesn't fit in with my collection anywhere. So then, you get to the point where it's like, okay, well, I got to start selling some of these older pins I don't really care about anymore, or trading them. So yeah, it's like when you first get into the hobby, there's just so many pins. You really got to focus on what do you like. Do you love a certain character? Do you love a certain attraction? Do you like just certain pins just at Walt Disney World or just at Hong Kong? Focus on that, and then, grow from there. Focus on main collections. Have a couple side collections, because in the beginning it can just be very intense. And I have a perfect example of this. I love Splash Mountain. It's one of my favorite attractions actually at Magic Kingdom. Besides Pirates of the Caribbean, I love Splash, and I had a little side collection of Splash Mountain pins. And I was looking at my board just this morning, and I was like, I have a ton of amazing Pirates of the Caribbean pins that I want to get up on this board. I don't feel like going out and buying another cork board. I was like, do I really need these? I have like 15 or so Splash Mountain pins in this corner here. Do I really need these? So I decided to axe them, and I'm going to sell them or trade them off, and just make that board expand my Pirates of the Caribbean collection on that board. So yeah, focus your collections.
Well, and also, like, let's pretend that your favorite attraction is Pirates. Do you know how many flipping Pirates pins are out there? So many. Yep. Many hundreds of Pirates pins. So it also might be a question of, okay, what's my favorite thing? What's my favorite scene in Pirates? Who's my favorite pirate?
Right.
And then you can focus in just on that. Like, I collect only from Pirates, the jail scene with the dog.
Right.
And that's it. And that's not too stressful for me, so that I still feel like I have a little bit of Pirates in my life.
Yeah.
But every time a Pirates pin is released, or every time I see one, which is like everywhere all the time, I don't feel like I have to spend money on it or, know, and that feels liberating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's freedom and structure, people.
I know. Totally. Yeah. I was kind of that way as well. I just have a vast amount of pirate pins, but I limited it to only the attraction, not the movie. I won't do the movie. And there's some pirate pins that I see that I'm just kind of like, whatever. I pass them up, at this point. And then I know, Becca, you were mentioning Haunted Mansion. That's another huge attraction. They make tons and tons of pins of Haunted Mansion. I love that attraction. I would love to collect it. But I just started focusing on only the bride.
Yeah, and I just started focusing on only Doom Buggies.
Right.
Of which there are about 150 of them out there, Doom Buggy pins.
That's crazy.
I mean, and that's like a very, very small slice of what's available for Haunted Mansion.
Right.
But that makes me feel in control.
Yeah. That's what you love.
Makes me feel like I'm in control of my life choices.
Right.
When I can narrow it down. So it might be, so I just think, like, especially if you're new, it's tempting to buy all the things. And then people get buyer's remorse, or they suddenly have more pins than they know what to do with. And I kind of wish that I had thought a little bit more about, like, honing in the beginning, especially when I first started. The first pins I have in my collection are just from, like, anything under the sun, like any Disney thing I ever thought about or did. I have a pin of it, and now they're special to me because they're my first pins, and I don't want to let those go.
Yeah, no, that's how I'm too. Like my very first pins, I still have. They're not in any particular collection of mine, but I'm not going to get rid of those. I'll keep those ones.
Also, it's worth mentioning that when you're first starting out, it might not be necessary to go after, like, super high value pins. You might want to wait a little while before you jump off the deep end into low limited edition sizes and, super highly sought after collections. Cough, cough, heroin profiles, cough.
Yeah. Basically anything WDI or Disney Cities or Hollywood.
And here's the thing about those pins. Like, yes, when I saw Judy Hopps as a heroine profile, I freaked out and had to have it right away. But if you look on eBay or if you look in Facebook groups, all of these extremely hyped pins are all still available. People still have them. You have time. Like, you can afford to be patient and wait for a pin that you can afford or save your money. You don't have to go nutso, like, right away. They don't disappear off the planet.
Right.
Occasionally it seems like they do, but for the most part, they're around. You don't have to have such a crazy sense of urgency around it. That's what I tell myself.
Yeah, I totally agree. And sometimes, even the longer you wait, the prices will go down a little bit. It's not all the time, but sometimes some pin
often.
Prices will
because the next thing
down.
Is going to come out. I just traded one of my silhouettes, my Ariel silhouette, for 3 pins that I like just wait. Maybe you'll get lucky on shopdisney.com, and then you won't have to pay $400 for what you want. You can just trade,
Right, exactly.
Trading's a little bit of work, but that's a great way to build a collection of high-value pins if you're patient and if you're smart about it.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for our Disney Pin Chat segment. I hope you enjoyed our little topic there today. We want you guys to participate, so if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment below with what you collect and how you decided whenever you first started pin trading on what to collect. We'd love to see your feedback. And if you're listening on iTunes or on the website or on Google Play, just head over to DisneyPinsBlog.com in the forums. I'll start a forum thread over there, and it'll just be titled on how to decide what pins to collect, something like that for this podcast episode. And Becca, thank you again for joining. You want to shout out where they can find you at?
Yep. On YouTube, Disney Kitty, Kittee, Kitty.
Yeah.
Kitty. On Instagram, same thing, Disney Kitty. And DisneyKittyTravel.com.
Yes. Yeah, yes. You're a travel agent, so if you guys need to...
I would love to help you book your next Disney trip. You don't even know. I'm such a nerd for it.
There you go. Awesome. Cool. Thank you very much for joining. Happy to have you on again.
I'm going to see you in like 5 days.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I cannot wait.
I know. Me too.
It's going to be an awesome time in Orlando.
Yes.
All right, guys, thank you very much for listening and watching to episode number 135. And like I mentioned before, we'll be off on the podcast next week, but you can find us, of course, on our social media channels and on YouTube covering Toy Story Land. All right, everyone, have a great week. See ya.